Leaving your child at daycare is not what's hurting them. And by the end of this video, I think you will finally believe me. Okay, so the teacher reaches out to take her, and your daughter's face crumples. She's reaching back to you saying, "Mama, Mama," and you have to physically hand her over and walk out the door. You hold it together in the parking lot, you make it to the car, and then somewhere around the second red light, it hits you, and you are crying on your way to a 9 a.m. meeting, wondering what kind of mother leaves her sobbing child with someone else and drives away. And underneath the tears is a darker thought, the one the internet keeps feeding you. What if this is hurting her? What if every daycare drop-off is chipping away at the bond that we have? I want to talk to you not just as a therapist, but mother to mother, because I think you've been carrying a fear that is not true. Done a certain way, the thing you're most afraid of, leaving her, can actually build the very bond that you are terrified of losing. Stay with me. I have spent 20 years in maternal mental health, and lately I watch mothers get absolutely flooded with a message that daycare is damaging their kids. It's everywhere right now. So let me say this as plainly as I can. It is not a fact that daycare is bad for children. It just isn't. What actually shapes your child isn't where they spend their Wednesday. It's something else entirely. And once you understand it, drop-off stops feeling like a wound you're inflicting. Here's what actually builds secure attachment, and it surprises almost every mother I say it to. It isn't built on how many hours you're in the same room. It's built on emotional safety and repair, and whether your child feels met when you're together, and whether you come back and reconnect after you've been apart. Your child's sense of safety is shaped far less by where you are and far more by how you are. A mother who's home all day but anxious and depleted and somewhere else in her head is not giving her child more security than a mother who works and comes home present. It was never about proximity. So let's talk about what the goodbye is actually teaching her. When your daughter learns that you leave and then you reliably, warmly come back, something profound is happening in her. She's learning that the relationship can stretch across distance and still hold, that she can miss you and survive it, and that you always return. That's trust being built, one reunion at a time. It's the foundation of a child who can eventually go to school and make friends and take real risks and move through the world because she carries the deep knowing that your love holds even when you're not in the room. And those tears at drop off, that gut you. A child cries at the goodbye because the bond is strong. The tears don't mean you're breaking her, they mean you matter. Which brings me to the guilt, because I know it is riding shotgun on every commute. The guilt is not proof that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you've absorbed a lie about what a good mother is, that she sacrifices herself, that she's always there, that wanting a life of her own is some kind of a betrayal. I've watched women act on that guilt and leave careers they loved, certain it was the selfless choice, and a lot of them came back to me more anxious and more resentful than before, performing a sacrifice their kids could feel. Because what children actually read is your state, not your location. A resentful mother at home teaches a very different lesson than a fulfilled mother who leaves and comes home all lit up. Your wholeness was never the threat to your child. Your wholeness is the foundation. So, what do you actually do with the drop-off itself? Well, a few things, none of which are about white-knuckling through the guilt. First, keep the goodbye short and warm and sure of yourself. Don't sneak out, and don't drag it out for 10 agonizing minutes. When you linger, you tell her body that this moment is dangerous. A calm, certain "I love you, I always come back, I'll see you after snack" tells her the opposite. She borrows her read of the whole situation from you. Second, let her have the feeling without needing to fix it. She's allowed to cry. You don't have to make it stop hurting. You just have to be steady inside of it with her. And then hand her to someone warm and go. And third, put your energy into the reunion. When you pick her up, give her the first few minutes completely. Get down low. Let her fall into you and hold off on the logistics of dinner. That reconnection over and over is what tells her the truth. We always find our way back to each other. And underneath all of it is the thing I care about most. When you build enough real connection in the time you have, leaving stops feeling like a threat to it. You get to go do the work that's yours and trust that what you've built at home can actually hold it. You were never supposed to choose between your child and your work. You get both. So the drop off that undoes you, the one you dread all morning, is actually one of the places your daughter is learning the most important thing she will ever learn. That love doesn't disappear when you walk out the door, that it holds, that you always come back. Okay, if this is landing, I made a video on why this pull between your work and your child is so much sharper for capable, driven women. It's called The Hidden Reason Motherhood Feels So Hard for High Achievers, and it goes right to the root of it. Watch that one next. So the next time she reaches back for you and your chest caves in, remember what's actually happening. You are not breaking her. You're teaching her that love holds. Kiss her. Tell her you'll be back. And go be the whole woman she is lucky to watch. I'll see you in the next video.